Hey, Freddy with CJ Pony Parts. Aftermarket blow-off valves are one of the most common upgrades for the Focus RS, not just because they sound awesome, but when increasing the boost, the factory valve can actually leak. This Focus RS behind us already has an aftermarket blow-off valve, but we're going to take it a step further by installing the CPE Exhale blow-off valve kit. This CPE Exhale blow-off valve kit comes with an upgraded aluminum cold side charge pipe with a flange for a Tial blow-off valve and also an 1/8 inch MBT meth injection bung. It's going to flow better than the factory cold pipe, and the Tial blow-off valve is going to sound awesome and it'll be much stronger than the factory valve, so it won't leak. It comes with everything you need for installation, and today we're going to be installing it on our 2016 Focus RS. Tools you'll need for this installation: a lift or a jack and jack stands, a 1/4 inch ratchet, 7mm socket, 8mm socket, 10mm socket, 11mm socket, 3/8 ratchet, T30 Torx bit, 5mm hex key, 5/32 hex key, 10mm wrench, trim removal tool, Phillips screwdriver, snips or cutters, and a set of pliers. The first thing that we need to do is get access to the cold side pipe. So you need to get the car up in the air and then remove this felt under tray. There's 8 T30 Torx bolts and then 4 clips holding this felt under tray on. Then remove the under tray. With the felt under tray removed, we can now remove the plastic under tray. Then remove these clips along the front. In the wheel well area, there's another T30 Torx bit and a clip that you have to remove as well. Then remove the under tray. There's an 8mm bolt on each side of the intercooler that you need to remove. With both bolts from the intercooler removed, push forward on the intercooler. It's only going to move a little bit. Then you can get a 7mm socket on this hose clamp right here. And we're loosening this to remove the cold pipe from the intercooler. Now we can move up top. Remove the engine cover. Remove the hose clamp connecting the cold pipe to the throttle body. Remove the cold pipe from the intercooler. And then pull it down from the throttle body. Grab the 2.5 to 2 3/4 inch coupler, put a hose clamp on it, and then put the 2.5 inch side on the throttle body. Grab the 2.5 to 2 3/4 inch 90-degree elbow, put a hose clamp over it, and put it on the intercooler. For video purposes, we're going to show you how to install the Tial blow-off valve on the CPE intercooler pipe. It's probably going to be easier to install the blow-off valve once the pipe is on the car, but for the video, we're going to show you how to do it on the table. Take the V-band flange and put it around the flange on the intercooler pipe. put the pipe onto the blow-off valve. Install the barb fitting on top by putting a washer on the banjo bolt, sticking it through the fitting, then another washer on, and thread the banjo bolt up top. You're not going to make this super tight just yet because you are going to have to clock this to fit it properly. Install the pipe into the throttle body coupler and then to the intercooler. And tighten up the clamps. Use a T30 Torx bit to remove the factory map sensor on the intake manifold. Install the provided barb and plug in the map tap and put the map tap into the manifold. Then put the map sensor into the map tap. Then use the provided longer bolt to secure everything in place. We can now plug in the vacuum line from the map tap to the Tial blow-off valve. And then run the hose down to the blow-off valve. With the vacuum line coming down to the blow-off valve, we can see about where it's going to go. So now we're going to put the barb right about there to make it as straight of a shot as possible. So we'll flip this up, tighten it, and then put the hose on. The hose is just a little bit too long, so we're going to trim it and slide it onto the barb. Now, whether you have a factory or an aftermarket blow-off valve, you have to replace it now since you just installed the Tial blow-off valve. So we're going to remove it and put on the CPE block-off plate. Get the hose out of the way, remove the hose clamp. With the last bolt removed, you can remove the blow-off valve. Alright, since we're removing the blow-off valve, we need to plug the vacuum hose right here, and we're actually going to use the bolt that we took off from the factory map sensor, and we're going to put that into the hose with the hose clamp. Make sure both O-rings are installed on the block-off plate before you install it, and then put it where the blow-off valve was. Tighten up all the bolts. Don't forget to reinstall the bolts in the intercooler and then install the under trays. And your installation is finished. Our CPE exhale blow-off valve kit is installed. To no surprise, fit and finish was absolutely perfect. It sounds great. Installation should take about 2 hours, and before you know it, you'll be heading down the road.